Nebula conflict. The crew of the Serenity is a mix of seasoned veterans and eager newcomers, all proud to serve under Captain Leo Ramirez. The Serenity itself is a marvel of human engineering, equipped with a combination of kinetic weapons, missile systems, and the latest advancements in human technology. As the Serenity approaches the Arcturian Mothership, the sheer size and sophistication of the alien vessel become apparent. The mothership dwarfs the Serenity, its sleek silver hull gleaming against the backdrop of space. The Arcturians, known for their technological superiority, have built a ship that is both a fortress and a symbol of their dominance. Captain Ramirez stands on the bridge, observing the mothership with a mixture of awe and determination. He knows that the Arcturians hold a dismissive attitude toward human technology, and he is eager to prove them wrong. Dr. Elena Armitage, the ship's chief scientist, stands beside him, her eyes filled with a similar resolve. She has spent years developing and refining Serenity's weapon systems, and she is ready to showcase their capabilities. Upon docking, Captain Ramirez and Dr. Armitage, accompanied by a small delegation, are greeted by Commander Zara Entel. Zara, with her imposing presence and sharp features, exudes an air of superiority. She leads them through the pristine corridors of the mothership to a spacious conference room where the presentation will take place. The room is equipped with advanced holographic displays, and several Arcturian officers are already seated, their expressions ranging from curiosity to thinly veiled contempt. Commander Zara Entel begins with a brief introduction, her tone formal and slightly condescending. "Welcome, Captain Ramirez and Dr. Armitage. We are eager to see what the humans have brought to the table. Please proceed with your presentation." Captain Ramirez nods and steps forward. He begins by explaining the principles behind human kinetic weapons, emphasizing their reliability and effectiveness in various combat scenarios. As he speaks, Dr. Armitage activates a holographic display, showcasing detailed schematics of the railguns and missile systems used by the Serenity. The Arcturian officers exchange skeptical glances. One of them, a tall officer with an air of authority, interrupts. "Forgive me, Captain, but how do you expect these primitive weapons to compete with our plasma cannons and energy shields?" "Your technology seems outdated." Captain Ramirez remains composed. "Our weapons may seem simple, but they have been designed with practicality and efficiency in mind. Allow Dr. Armitage to explain further." Dr. Armitage steps up, her voice steady and confident. She delves into the specifics of the railguns, explaining how they use electromagnetic fields to launch projectiles at hypersonic speeds. The missiles, equipped with advanced guidance systems and variable payloads, are designed to penetrate enemy defenses and deliver precise strikes. To illustrate their points, they play a series of combat simulations on the holographic display. The simulations show the Serenity engaging various enemy ships, utilizing their kinetic weapons to devastating effect. The projectiles tear through armor, and the missiles strike with pinpoint accuracy, causing massive explosions. The room falls silent as the simulations play out. The Arcturian officers, despite their initial skepticism, begin to pay closer attention. The holographic display shows how the kinetic weapons exploit weaknesses in enemy shields, bypassing them entirely and inflicting significant damage. Commander Zara Entel leans forward, her expression unreadable. Impressive simulations, but real combat is unpredictable. How do you ensure such precision in the heat of battle? Dr. Armitage smiles. Our targeting systems are continuously updated with real-time data, allowing for adaptive targeting. The weapons adjust their trajectories based on the movement and defenses of the enemy. Additionally, our railguns and missiles are less affected by electronic countermeasures, ensuring their reliability. Captain Ramirez adds, We have also developed EMP warheads that can disable enemy electronics, rendering their advanced systems useless. This combination of kinetic force and electronic disruption gives us a unique advantage. The Arcturian officers exchange glances, their skepticism waning. Commander Zara Entel, while still maintaining her composed demeanor, nods slowly. Your presentation has been enlightening. It seems there is more to human technology than meets the eye. Captain Ramirez and Dr. Armitage exchange a brief look of satisfaction. They know that earning the respect of the Arcturians is just the first step. The true test will come when their technology is put to the test in real combat scenarios. As the meeting concludes, Commander Zara Entel extends an invitation for the Serenity to participate in a series of joint exercises. Captain Ramirez accepts, eager to demonstrate the capabilities of human technology on the field. As they return to the Serenity, the crew is abuzz with anticipation. They know that the upcoming exercises will be their chance to prove themselves and change the perception of human technology within the Alliance. Captain Ramirez and Dr. Armitage brief the crew, emphasizing the importance of precision and coordination. The stage is set for a series of exercises that will not only test the capabilities of the Serenity, but also the resolve and ingenuity of its crew. They are ready to show the galaxy that humanity is a force to be reckoned with, armed with weapons that are far from primitive. As the UNS Serenity returns to its patrol route, the crew remains on high alert, aware that their every move is being scrutinized by the Arcturian observers. Captain Leo Ramirez ensures that his team is prepared for any eventuality, conducting regular drills and maintaining the ship's combat readiness. The tension aboard the Serenity is palpable, a mix of determination and the desire to prove their worth to their skeptical allies. Meanwhile, the Arcturian Mothership receives an urgent transmission from the Xenari research station. The message, encoded and highly classified, details unusual and potentially hostile activity in the vicinity of the station. The Xenari, a pacifist species known for their groundbreaking scientific advancements, are ill-prepared for any form of combat. Their research station, nestled within the volatile nebula, is of immense strategic importance to the Alliance of Worlds. Commander Zara Entel, overseeing the transmission, immediately contacts Captain Ramirez. Her demeanor is markedly different from their previous encounters. The gravity of the situation has stripped away any remaining condescension. Captain Ramirez, we have received distressing news from the Xenari research station. Our sensors have detected multiple unidentified vessels converging on their location. We suspect these to be Kreider warships. Zara's voice carries a sense of urgency and concern. Captain Ramirez's face hardens. Understood, Commander. We'll set a course for the nebula immediately. What is the estimated time of arrival for the Arcturian fleet? Zara glances at the data streaming in. Our closest battle group is approximately 3 hours away. The Xenari are vulnerable, and the critters' tactics suggest they intend to seize the station quickly. Then we have no time to waste. The Serenity will engage the Kreider and hold the line until reinforcements arrive, Ramirez declares with steely resolve. As the Serenity hurtles through space toward the nebula, the crew prepares for the impending conflict. Dr. Elena Armitage works tirelessly in the ship's lab, making last-minute adjustments to the weapon systems and ensuring that their EMP warheads are fully operational. She knows that their success hinges on the element of surprise and Kreider's underestimation of human technology. Lieutenant Kai Thorne, the ship's ace pilot, briefs his squadron on the upcoming engagement. The pilots are a mix of seasoned veterans and eager rookies, all united by a shared determination to protect the Xenari and uphold the honor of the UNS Serenity. Thorne's confidence and leadership inspire his team, instilling in them the belief that they can overcome any obstacle. As the Serenity approaches the nebula, the crew can see the distant flashes of energy weapons and the telltale signatures of Crider warships on their sensors. The Zainari Research Station, a gleaming structure of advanced technology and delicate beauty, is under siege. The Crider fleet, formidable and aggressive, is already in position, launching waves of attacks against the station's feeble defenses. As the UNS Serenity enters the nebula, the bridge is bathed in the glow of holographic displays and the hum of advanced sensors. The Crider warships visible on the main screen are formidable opponents with sleek, predatory designs and bristling with advanced weaponry. The Zainari Research Station, a beacon of scientific progress and hope, stands vulnerable in the midst of the chaos. Captain Leo Ramirez stands at the helm, his face set in determination. All hands, battle stations. We're here to protect the Zainari and hold the line until reinforcements arrive. Let's show them what we're made of. The crew moves with practiced efficiency, manning their stations and preparing for combat. Lieutenant Kai Thorne leads his squadron of fighters, their sleek craft ready for launch. Dr. Elena Armitage makes final adjustments to Serenity's weapon systems, ensuring everything is calibrated for maximum effectiveness. The initial clash is ferocious. The Crider warships unleash a barrage of plasma bolts and energy beams, creating a storm of explosions and debris. The Serenity's advanced shielding absorbs much of the damage, but some impacts rattle the ship. Captain Ramirez remains calm, issuing orders with precision. Return fire. Target their engines and weapon systems, he commands. The Serenity responds with synchronized precision. Railguns fire hypervelocity projectiles that tear through the void, impacting the Crider ships with devastating force. The missiles, equipped with adaptive targeting systems, strike with pinpoint accuracy, causing massive explosions that ripple through the enemy fleet. Dr. Armitage's EMP warheads prove to be a game changer. As the Serenity launches these specialized missiles, they detonate near the Crider ships, sending out pulses of electromagnetic energy that disrupt their systems. The Critter's advanced targeting and navigation systems flicker and go dark, leaving them vulnerable and disoriented. Lieutenant Thorne's squadron executes daring hit-and-run attacks, exploiting the Critter's momentary confusion. The fighters weave through enemy fire, delivering precise strikes to key points on the Crider ships. Thorne's leadership and skill inspire his pilots, and their actions sow chaos among the enemy ranks. Despite their initial shock, the Crider quickly adapt, focusing their fire on the Serenity. Their energy weapons pound the human ship, straining its shields and causing minor breaches. The Serenity maneuvers with agility, dodging the worst of the barrage and returning fire with relentless ferocity. Captain Ramirez coordinates with the Arcturian Mothership, transmitting tactical data and requesting immediate support. The Arcturian battle group is en route, but the Serenity must hold out for just a bit longer. The crew's resolve is tested as the battle rages on, every second bringing them closer to victory or defeat. Amid the chaos, Dr. Armitage identifies a critical opportunity. Captain, I've detected a weakness in their flagship's energy matrix. If we can exploit it, we might be able to disable their command and control systems. Good work, Doctor. Relay the coordinates to Lieutenant Thorne. Thorne, take your squadron and hit that target. We need to neutralize their flagship, Ramirez orders. Thorne acknowledges, leading his squadron on a high-speed run toward the Crider flagship. They dodge through intense enemy fire, their nimble fighters making them difficult targets. Thorne lines up the shot and releases his payload, the missiles streaking towards their target. The impact is catastrophic, sending a ripple of explosions through the Crider flagship and causing secondary blasts throughout their fleet. With their command structure in disarray, the Crider falter. The combined firepower of Serenity and Thorne's squadron capitalizes on the chaos, pressing the attack and driving the enemy back. The Critter's attempts to regroup are met with overwhelming resistance. Finally, the Arcturian reinforcements arrived, their powerful warships entering the fray with devastating effect. The Crider, now outmatched and outmaneuvered, begin a hasty retreat. The Serenity and its allies pursue them, ensuring they cannot regroup for another assault. As the last of the Crider ships jump to hyperspace, a cheer erupts on the bridge of the Serenity. They have held the line, protected their allies, and proven the strength of their technology and tactics. Captain Ramirez takes a moment to address his crew, his voice filled with pride. We stood our ground and defended the Zainari. Today, we've shown the galaxy the strength and resilience of humanity. Well done, everyone. The crew of the Serenity, though weary and battle-worn, stand tall. They have earned their place among the stars, ready to face whatever challenges come their way. The battle has solidified its reputation and strengthened the bonds between the members of the Alliance of Worlds, paving the way for a future where humanity is respected and valued. Captain Ramirez orders the ship to full combat readiness. All hands, battle stations. This is not a drill. We are the first line of defense for the Zainari. Let's show the Crider what the Serenity is made of. The Serenity plunges into the heart of the battle, its railguns and missile systems primed for action. The Crider, initially dismissive of the human vessel, quickly realize their mistake as the Serenity's weapons punch through their shields and wreak havoc on their ships. The kinetic energy of the railgun projectiles and the precise strikes of the missiles cause devastating damage, forcing the Crider to recalibrate their tactics. Dr. Armitage's EMP warheads prove to be a game changer. As the Serenity launches these specialized missiles, they detonate in proximity to the Crider ships, sending out pulses of electromagnetic energy that disable their electronic systems. The Crider's advanced targeting and navigation systems flicker and go dark, leaving them vulnerable and disoriented. The Crider retaliate with ferocity, their energy weapons tearing through space toward the Serenity. The human ship's advanced shielding and evasive maneuvers, coupled with Thorn's squadron executing daring hit and run attacks, manage to mitigate the damage. The battle is intense, with explosions lighting up the void and debris scattering in all directions. As the Serenity weathers the storm, Captain Ramirez coordinates their efforts with the Arcturian Mothership, relaying tactical data and requesting immediate support. The Arcturian battle group is closing in, but the Serenity must hold the line for just a bit longer. In the midst of the chaos, Lieutenant Thorn's squadron identifies a critical weakness in the Crider formation. With Captain Ramirez's approval, Thorn leads his pilots in a daring assault, exploiting the gap and causing further disruption to the enemy fleet. The Crider, caught off guard by the bold maneuver, scramble to regroup, buying precious time for the Zainari and the Serenity. Finally, the Arcturian reinforcements arrive, their powerful warships entering the fray with overwhelming force. The combined might of the Arcturian and human fleets proves too much for the Crider, who retreat in disarray, their plans thwarted. As the smoke clears and the battle subsides, Captain Ramirez takes a moment to address his crew. We stood our ground and protected our allies. Today, we showed the galaxy what humanity is capable of. This victory is a testament to our strength, our resolve, and our unity. The crew of the Serenity, though weary and battle-worn, stands tall, proud of their accomplishment. They have proven themselves not only to their skeptical allies, but also to their enemies. The rising tension has culminated in a hard-fought victory, paving the way for the Serenity and its crew to continue their journey among the stars, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. With the battle raging on, the UNS Serenity finds itself in the thick of the conflict, its crew pushing their skills and technology to the limit. The Crider warships, though initially caught off guard by the ferocity and effectiveness of the human assault, quickly adapt and refocus their efforts. The Serenity's shields shimmer and crackle under the relentless barrage of energy weapons, and the ship shudders with each impact. Captain Leo Ramirez stands firm on the bridge, his eyes scanning the holographic displays for any signs of a breakthrough. The Kryder fleet, though temporarily disrupted, begins to regroup, their commanders barking orders to re-establish formation and press their advantage. The battle is at a critical juncture, with the Serenity needing to hold out just a bit longer for the arrival of the Arcturian reinforcements. Status report. Captain Ramirez commands, his voice steady despite the urgency of the situation. Shields at 60%, hull integrity holding, replies the tactical officer. We're taking heavy fire, but our defenses are holding for now. Engineering, I need everything you've got, Ramirez says, his tone resolute. Divert power to the forward shields and weapons systems. We need to keep up the pressure. In the engineering bay, crews work frantically to reroute power and stabilize the ship's systems. Sparks fly as panels are hastily repaired and diagnostics run continuously to ensure optimal performance. The tension is palpable, but the crew's determination never wavers. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Kai Thorne's fighter squadron continues their hit-and-run tactics, their nimble craft weaving through the chaos to strike at vulnerable points in the Kryder formation. Thorne himself leads the charge, his piloting skills unmatched as he outmaneuvers enemy fighters and delivers precision strikes. Thorne, we need you to take out their command ship's communication array. Captain Ramirez's voice crackles over the comms. If we can disrupt their coordination, we might just buy ourselves the time we need. Understood, Captain? Thorne replies, his voice filled with determination. Squadron, form up on me. We're going for the heart of the beast. As Thorne's squadron dives towards the Kryder command ship, the Serenity's railguns and missile launchers roar to life, unleashing a torrent of firepower that carves through the enemy ranks. Dr. Elena Armitage's EMP warheads continue to prove invaluable, disabling key systems on the Kryder ships and creating openings for further attacks. On the bridge of the Serenity, Captain Ramirez and his officers monitor the battle closely. The holographic displays flicker with data, showing the Kryder fleet's weakening cohesion and the growing impact of the human and Arcturian combined efforts. The arrival of the Arcturian battle group is imminent, but the Serenity must hold the line for just a bit longer. Captain, we're detecting a power surge in the Kryder flagship, the science officer reports. They're preparing to fire their main weapon. All weapons target that flagship, Ramirez orders, his voice carrying the weight of the moment. We need to take it out before they can fire. The Serenity's railguns and missile systems zero in on the Kryder flagship, their combined firepower tearing into the enemy vessel. Explosions rip through the ship's hull, but the Kryder press on, their weapon systems charging up for a devastating strike. Lieutenant Thorne's squadron reaches the command ship's communication array, their lasers and missiles focused on the critical target. The array shatters under the assault, sparks flying and systems shorting out. The Kryder fleet's coordination falters, their command structure in disarray. Captain, the Kryder flagship is vulnerable, Dr. Armitage reports, her eyes fixed on the readouts. We can finish this. All batteries. Fire at will, Ramirez commands. Take them down. The Serenity unleashes its full might, railgun slugs, and missile barrages slamming into the Kryder flagship. The vessel shudders under the onslaught, its hull breaching and secondary explosions rippling through its structure. Finally, with a massive explosion, the flagship is torn apart, its remains drifting lifelessly in the void. The Kryder fleet, now leaderless and demoralized, begins a hasty retreat. The arrival of the Arcturian battle group seals their fate, the combined forces of humanity and their allies driving the enemy back. The battle is won, but not without cost. As the debris clears and the Serenity assesses its damage, Captain Ramirez takes a moment to address his crew. "We faced a great challenge today, but we stood firm and emerged victorious. This battle was not won by any one ship or species, but by all of us working together. Let this be a reminder of what we can achieve when we stand united." The crew of the Serenity, though exhausted, share a moment of pride and camaraderie. They have proven themselves in the heat of battle, turning the tide against a formidable enemy and securing a future of cooperation and mutual respect among the stars. The UNS Serenity returns to the Arcturian Mothership as heroes. The Alliance, now fully aware of the unique strengths humanity brings to the table, begins integrating human tactics and technology into their broader defense strategy. Captain Ramirez and his crew receive commendations for their bravery and ingenuity, solidifying humanity's place within the Alliance of Worlds.